Tomorrow it is farewell to Geneva. Tomorrow is graduation from the ORT school at nearby Anières. No longer plain Yusuf Musa of Iran, but now Mr. Musa, teacher. During these last days at Anières, as I gave shape to my final project, I kept thinking how ORT has given shape to my life. 5 years ago, I was a restless ghetto boy. In my hometown, Shiraz, there was no school for Jews, had no hope. But we had news of a school opened by ORT 800 miles north in Tehran. My friend said, try, Yusuf. Well, somehow I qualified. I was so desperate to succeed. I listened, I learned well. To be a Jewish carpenter in Shiraz, do you know what a great ambition that is? Let me tell you about Shiraz. It is considered a romantic place. It has a reputation for fine wines and roses, and the famous poets Hafiz and Saadi who lived here long ago. It has stately architecture, haunted by memories of ancient Persian glory. The Persia of Cyrus, whom the prophet Isaiah predicted would liberate the Jews from Babylonian exile. The Persia of the great king Artaxerxes, under whose sponsorship Ezra the scribe and Nehemiah actually did rebuild Jerusalem and the soul of Judaism. The Persia too of Ahasuerus, the king of the Megillah. In Hamadan, tourists are shown the tombs of Queen Esther and Mordecai. I have myself seen the lovely ruins of this long-dead past at Persepolis, not far from my own Shiraz. There Alexander briefly ruled the world. There the first Jews came years ago. Under the mosques of modern Iran live the Muslims. They are among the poorest people in the world. Under the Muslims live the Jews. Of Iran's 90,000 Jews, about 15,000 are crowded into the ghetto of Shiraz. For the Jew of Shiraz, mere survival is a triumph. He has an intimate acquaintance with disease. He is familiar with the symptoms of malnutrition in a child's face. He knows of the typhoid and dysentery that lurk in the alleyways where the children play. My family lives, like the others, below street level. For all Jews are infidels, whose shadows must not contaminate the person of a Muslim. Home is dim and crowded, but it is home, and there is love and devotion. Ghetto cloth is spun from ghetto rags. No waste or garbage is without value. Her father, her brothers, her uncles, scroungers, peddlers, beggars, skilled only in techniques of survival. Life is stagnant like the water. Nachamu, nachamu, ami. Console ye, console ye, my people. Neither he, nor they, nor anyone thought to ask, Yusuf, Yusuf, what will become of thee? Or so I thought before Tehran. Tehran. There my life was changed forever. Bigger than Shiraz, with over 1 million people. Whizzing by camels and donkeys, I saw automobiles, cars and trucks. Then the excitement and wonder when I first entered the ORT school. The site is the old Jewish cemetery. The buildings were put up by the first students. The lucky ones, like myself, who enter here, are given 3 years of education on a high school level. Each building is a department where boys learn carpentry, metalwork, electrical mechanics, or shoemaking. The girls study dressmaking and other garment skills. 1,000 of us attend schools like this each year in Tehran, Shiraz, and Isfahan, the 3 big cities of Iran. Perspective is not easy for a ghetto boy to learn. In 3 years, he must leap from the age of the Megillah to an age of blueprints and 20th century technology. For this, ORT had to import precision tools and machines. More important, it had to bring in expert instructors, not only to teach facts and skills, but to overcome the ways of the ghetto. The exacting standards of modern industry, the very habits of daily living, must be learned like a new language. Using modern machines, such as are beginning to enter Iranian life, woodworking students make much of the school's furniture and equipment. Electric power and water are also self-supplied. The influence of ORT extends to the Jewish community at large. The Jews of Tehran have their own ORT committee. Trained for modern jobs, where were ORT graduates to get work? This was the big challenge. ORT answered with the cooperative workshop. Graduates were put to work for themselves. The Teheran ORT Committee inspects these workshops regularly. There are now 20, with more to come. They are the first modern Jewish industry we have known in Iran. ORT began in Iran in 1950. Thousands of Kurdish Jews had fled their villages. ORT prepared many of them in Tehran for useful lives in Israel. After that, ORT set up permanent vocational schools for Iranian Jews. My Tehran fellow graduates pioneered these first workshops. They are wonderful fellows. They have hope and daring. The tools in their shops are provided through the Lvovitch Fund, in honor of one of the founders of World ORT. As for me, I was among the few chosen to attend the Central Teachers Training Institute at Anières. It was hard to say goodbye, especially to my fellow student Gohar, who will soon be my wife. Gohar, who like myself, has been made over into a new kind of Iranian Jew. Together, we will return to Shiraz, far south of Tehran. We have written many letters to each other about our new lives to be. I, an ORT instructor, Gohar, a modern wife. For today, in hopeless Shiraz, with its roses and wine, and its dark and miserable ghetto, there is an ORT school in operation, and it needs teachers badly. Can you imagine that? An ORT school in Shiraz, desert-lost, mountain-bound Shiraz, for the ghetto children of Shiraz. I can't wait to see the changes. Of course, the dirt and disease will still be there. The darkness, the women's dreams, the Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami. But my friend, Issachar, who graduated from Tehran with me, will be there too. A busy man, I hear. He is married now. His wife must be very proud of him. A skilled Jewish carpenter. Issachar is the kind of Jew I want to help create. The kind who can look to the future. Iran's few factories pay 15 cents a day to little girls between 5 and 12 years of age. What chance has a man, especially a Jew? ORT workshops are something entirely new, a striking out on our own grounds. Issachar is closely tied to the cooperative. He often takes his work problems to the ORT school, where he is welcome. The instructor is European, brought in because qualified Iranian teachers are almost impossible to find. That is why ORT selected a few of the Tehran graduates to attend the institute at Anières. I will be among the first Iranian-born instructors with special training for the task. I know full well the difficulties I face. 3 out of 4 of my people are illiterate. In Shiraz, it is even worse. The drive, the energy, even the will to learn have to be taught. Many who never wore shoes before must be taught how to operate shoemaking machinery. They must be shod in shoes of their own making and taught how to work and walk in dignity. That is our mission, to teach them. And to protect them against the blindness of trachoma and of ignorance, to cleanse them of the habits of sloth and filth and indifference, to nourish them with what, for most, will be the main meal of the day, eaten with the unmistakable appetite of children who have been acquainted all their lives with hunger. To give girls like my fiancée Gohar new models to build their lives on, patterns in the modern style, calling for skilled hands and freed minds, workers of whole cloth, not rags. To give a new generation of women the power to read and write, to explore with their sons the great store of the world's knowledge. To pass on our heritage of the Hebrew tongue to those who may emigrate to Israel and to those who will remain. To raise them up, to give them skill and will and a vision of the world's loveliness. Our last day at Anières, Switzerland. Dr. Iran Syngalowski came with his colleague Max Braude and our school director, especially to wish us Iranians Godspeed. They came to tell us how much our assignment means. But I am a Jew from Shiraz. I know how much it means. I know, too, that ORT is a worldwide undertaking, and that each year some 20,000 persons study at its various schools, that Shiraz is but one part of a vast effort. But for me, my return to the place of my origin is like a Moses mission, to raise up the Yusufs and the Issachars and the Gohars of the ghetto, to help them free themselves, to give life to the prophecy of Isaiah. And everyone said to his brother, "Be of good courage." So the carpenter encouraged the goldsmith, and he that smootheth with the hammer, him that smiteth the anvil, saying of the soldering, "Tavu, it is good."